Coach, do we have any update on Crosby? Will we see him in the gold medal match?
We have 48 hours to decide that, but I will tell you, he's got a better chance of playing in the gold medal game than he had playing in tonight's game.
Nathan, Pierre LeBrun, TSN, The Athletic. Can you walk us through the winning goal and in terms of what you guys were seeing on that power play and what you're hoping to do?
Yeah, it was a 5-man effort. You know, Macklin won a ton of good battles. Connor made amazing plays. Cale was doing his thing. Rhino, same thing. You know, obviously happy one squeaked in. It was a long sequence. Yeah, great pass.
Actually, I'll step in. It was he got rewarded for the wall battle right before that, and like he said, it had been a long shift for the guys, a long way to go on the change, but he won that wall battle, kept everything alive, and you know, eventually gets around to McDavid and throws it around again. So he's probably not giving himself enough credit.
Luke Fox, Sportsnet. John, how would you describe your emotions in this one? And how much did the adversity versus the Czechs benefit you, do you think?
Like I said, it's a huge cliche when people say, oh my God, you have to have adversity to succeed. It's easy to say until you're actually in the adversity, then you're like, this sucks, I don't like it. But I've got a group that really can handle it. And there's just, I said this before, they're comfortable being uncomfortable, and you don't want to put yourself in those situations. I think it was our bad that, you know, we consider we gave them 2 freebies. We, you know, lose a face-off, put it on a world-class player stick, it's in the net, and then we give up a shorthanded goal. So to me, we're stubbing our own toes. But I just loved how relentless we became. There wasn't a worry on the bench. There was just a drive. I thought we really leaned on them in the second period. We were fortunate to cut it to 1. Now it's just 1 shot. And I was just thankful for the guys. They didn't wait till the 3-minute mark to tie it. They did it, you know, at the 9-minute mark. But there was a will and a want. And I thought we were hoping to tire them out and get the result. We did, and it worked out.
John, when did you start thinking about the Marchand, Bennett, Wilson line, and why was this the right time to unleash them?
You can't predict what's going to happen in these tournaments. And I sit here and everybody said, oh, well, Canada's going to get to the final. Like, it's hard. It's really hard to do. Like, other teams want to knock you out, and you... I don't know. There's never the walk in the park. There wasn't a walk in the park in 2010 for Canada. There wasn't a walk in the park in 2014 for Canada. Like, you have to do these things, but you have to be prepared to change things around in these short tournaments. And you know, putting all the Macs together, I didn't expect to use that so early, and then putting, you know, that group together, I didn't expect to put it together actually this late. The timing's everything, and you got to wait for the right time to use it, and if it is the right time, and it worked out tonight.
This is actually for both of you. Wonder what you were thinking when they challenged the goal, and what was going through your mind. And John, did you have a feeling that it would be challenged?
Well, his thought was definitely different than mine.
Mine?
Well, you were on the ice, so you had no idea.
Yeah, I had no clue. Yeah, definitely, you know, you're excited, then they challenge, you get a little nervous, and it took a while, and usually when it takes a while, then, you know, he starts talking to the ref about their decision. It gets a little scary. But, you know, I think they said Coop said like 5 times it was good. We looked at it, but you still never know, you know, what they see. So just waiting for the call.
Yeah, so honestly, when the play went across, I thought there was a potential it was offside. So right away, I went to our video guys and said, is that off? Because then maybe things work out a little differently. Anyway, they said it was good, so then I didn't think about it again. So then when it got challenged, now I'm questioning our guys. Like, did you guys get this right? There's some words being said in there, and like again and again they said it's good, it's good, it's good. It was close. There was no doubt it was close. But you never know if like there's another camera angle came up after I'd asked him earlier, but apparently it didn't. So I felt better than probably Nate did.
Can you please wait?
Yeah, within like 5 seconds of the course of the play, I knew it was good.
Yeah.
Hi, John. I've got one for each of you, but John, just back in the center here. When you send an impact line out there, what are you looking for them to do?
What do you consider an impact line?
You used that term in Tampa Bay one time about the Lightning. You like an impact line. It looked like that was an impact line you sent out there.
But which one? Because I think we've got a few.
Wilson, Marchand, and Bennett.
Yeah, they impact the game in an entirely different way than the three Macs do, and but they're both massively effective. And I think everybody in the big picture is expecting one line to score all the time and the other one not to, and it's only fitting that the work ethic of that other group was the line that scored the goal for us. And it's just lines that can tilt the ice. They just tilt the ice in different ways. And everything's not always about what you put in the net and how many scoring chances you have. Some of it's about intimidation, leaning on teams, making them think, making them tired, and setting up shifts for the next group. And that's what that line was fabulous for.
Great. Nate, it's clear you and Sid are close. How much do you take it upon yourself with him out of the lineup to step up like you did tonight?
I don't know. I'm trying to play the best I can. It's difficult out there. Obviously, like Coop said, there's a better chance he plays in the gold than tonight. So it's a cherry on top, to getting the win. But at the end of the day, we're playing for our country, the logo, and that's all the motivation I need to try to play my best.
Nate? Sorry, there it is. After the tying goal, you were taking the opening face-off. You're banging your stick on the ice. Like, you couldn't wait for that puck to drop. What's the emotion of that moment? You're tied now. You've come back from 2-0. What's going through your body? What's going through your mind? What are you feeling those last seconds before the puck does drop?
Yeah, Coop told us this is a huge shift after we tied it up. So just trying to win the draw, and Perry dumped it in. It doesn't seem like a very important play, but it's better than them dumping it in our zone after we have a big goal. So Devo had a good battle on that wall, and then Perry jumped on it. So small things out there.
Tomi Haapaniemi, MTV3 Finland. I have a question for both of you. You had a lot of good scoring opportunities today. What do you think about Juuse Saros' performance?
So, as the NHL has kind of grown, and should I talk about Darren Pang? No, no. I think he's one of the most gifted goalies I've ever been around. He is in a game where the 6'2" goalie is now becoming average size. He has found a way to be a superstar, and the way he tracks pucks and the way he moves. I don't know if there's a goalie in the league that does it better than he does. And so, you're down 2-0, and you're thinking, okay, we got to pierce Finland's stout defense. But honestly, the big worry for me is like, how are we going to get to Saros? And I just think, what's his commercial? No goals. That's what he can do, and he's a world-class goaltender in this league.
We go for 2 more questions, gentlemen.
My question is for John here. Except for the lines, do you coach a lot? Do you have to coach a lot, or do you talk a lot to the guys, or you don't have to see and let these Rockets finding their own answers?
I don't know. I think you should be asking him that. I think, I don't know. I coach the team, and the players are part of the team, so it's all encompassing and in one, group. But I will tell you this, like, we can set up a power play, but I can't sit here and teach Nate how to shoot it in the net. Or I can set up an entry, and put guys in position to succeed, but I can't teach Nick Suzuki to tip a puck the way he tipped a puck. The big thing about these players are they're the best of the best. And who am I to get in the way and hide any of their talent? My job is to make sure their talent, I can bring the best out of them. So I've got my style in doing that, but I'll be remiss to sit here and say that I hold any of these guys back. They just have to play in a framework that works for us.
Hello, it's Giulio Piavaccari, Reuters here. Question for Nathan. In the final, you probably might be facing some of your teammates in the NHL. How do you see this making things more complicated or probably easier for you?
In the final, you
Yeah.
said? Yeah, I mean, I've been facing teammates all along here, so I don't know, you kind of forget about it, to be honest. It's pretty, you have new teammates right now, so, a lot of people back home and, new teammates, new brothers. In this short amount of time, we've come really close. Four Nations, most of the team is back, and then now we've spent some great time together. Been through a lot, so that's all I'm really thinking about.
Before we finish the press conference, do we have questions for OIS reporter? No? Can we do one more? Thank you.
Hi, Coop. John Worrell with the Associated Press. Brad Marchand is known for having a presence on the ice, and I think the Finns took a little offense to him being on UC on the tying goal. What was your thoughts on Brad may have interfered with UC on that goal?
I know. First of all, Brad's being Brad, and I like that Brad. But we watched that play, and we've been adamant with our players about the rules in this tournament and where they can be and where they can't. And I understand the Bennett penalty, why it was called, but Marchie was out, and there is a factor being when you get pushed in. We thought he was trying to get out, and he get pushed back in. So I thought I had no question that call was going to be made the way it was.